Our everyday lives in America. He holds a call with CCP leader Xi Jinping as a big summit in Washington today could be a major step forward in shaking the Chinese regime. The Trump administration is unveiling its biggest plan yet to rebuild critical mineral supply chains aimed at countering China's dominance. Secretary of State Marco Rubio is hosting a meeting today with officials from several dozen countries. The man who attempted to assassinate President Trump on a Florida golf course during his candidacy in 2024 gets a life sentence today. We'll hear comments from his court-appointed attorney. DHS Secretary Kristi Noem visits a segment of the southern border to highlight how much the Trump administration has achieved over the past year. The latest figures on border encounters, apprehensions, fentanyl deaths, and missing children. The FBI seizes 1,000 samples from an illegal CCP-linked biolab in Las Vegas. We talked to a senior Epoch Times reporter who has covered this issue in detail. Ukraine says military issues taking center stage as U.S., Russian, and Ukrainian envoys meet in Abu Dhabi amid fresh strikes on Ukraine's energy infrastructure.
This is NTD Newsroom, live from our global headquarters in New York City.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us today. The Trump administration racing to break the Chinese regime party's dominance over the critical minerals needed to power our everyday lives in America. President Trump holds a call with CCP leader Xi Jinping this morning as a big summit in Washington today could be a major step forward in shaking the Chinese regime. We now go live to NTD's Washington correspondent Mari Otsu, who has more on this story from the White House. Mari, good afternoon.
Don, good afternoon. And that's right. And President Trump today provided a readout of that call with Chinese Communist Party leader Xi Jinping, calling the call long and thorough and saying that they discussed a wide-ranging number of topics, including Iran, the Russia-Ukraine war, trade, military, and the president's upcoming visit to China in April. President Trump also says that the CCP leader would consider raising its soybean purchases to 20 million metric tons this current season, up from 12 million tons in that next season. He said that he would purchase up to 25 million tons of soybeans. And this call is taking place the same day that Washington hosts a new global summit aimed at weakening China's monopoly on the critical mineral market. Here's Vice President Vance talking at that summit earlier today. Take a look.
Every single one of us represented in this room has become dependent on arrangements we did not choose, and right now, arrangements that we cannot control. We all face the same vulnerability: access to the things that protect our people and sustain our way of life. Everything from missile defense systems to energy infrastructure to advanced manufacturing to emerging technologies. The fundamental supply chains that support these industries sometimes can vanish in the blink of an eye without any control or influence from many of the countries in this room.
China has got a stranglehold. They can control anywhere between 85 to 100% of the top 20 critical minerals. This is a threat not just to the U.S. but to the whole world, and that's why, again, convening with a number of cabinet secretaries, Vice President Vance, Marco Rubio, Howard Lutnick, Chris Wright, myself, across the whole of government, saying that all of these countries, let's come together.
Representatives from more than 55 countries joined in this critical minerals summit this morning, and half of them expressed or planned interest in joining a, quote, preferential trade zone that would establish price floors for critical minerals. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said this morning that the goal of this price floor was to create the kind of disruption that comes with a market monopoly, or that monopoly being used as leverage against other countries. And this is coming just 2 days after President Trump signed an executive order unveiling a $12 billion critical mineral stockpile called Project Vault. Take a look.
American businesses have risked running out of critical minerals during market disruptions. Today we're launching what will be known as Project Vault to ensure that American businesses and workers are never harmed by any shortage. We don't want to ever go through what we went through a year ago. Just as we, although it did work out, thank you, just as we have long had a strategic petroleum reserve and a stockpile of critical minerals for national defense, we're now creating this reserve for American industry so we don't have any problems.
Project Vault combines $10 billion in export-import bank financing and $2 billion in private sector financing. And the president says that he expects taxpayers to make a profit from the interest on the loan that was used to start the initiative. Don, back to you.
Okay, Mari, thank you. Ryan Ruth, the man